It's been interesting because since your article dropped, I gotta say, it has got all the buzz. If you are on X, if you're on Instagram, TikTok for the young kids, you know that Caitlin Clark is the Time Athlete of the Year. How has your 24 hours been since the articles dropped?
It's been awesome, and just the reaction. Obviously, people so excited not only about women's basketball, but about women's sports, and how excited and deserving, not only myself, but just women's sports as a whole.
You've just won the biggest award of your career, only to be caught in the crossfire of intense criticism. That's the reality Caitlin Clark faced after being named Time's Athlete of the Year. Yet, as the backlash flooded in, an unexpected wave of support from sports legends began to emerge. Olympic champions, iconic broadcasters, and even a fellow Time finalist have stepped up to defend Clark. And by the end, one of the greatest athletes of all time weighs in. Are you ready? Let's dive.
Last night, we read Time magazine where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said, the WNBA is the league of the year because of all the talent that we have?
Then, Caitlin Clark's recognition as Athlete of the Year should have been a moment of pure triumph, but instead, it sparked a divisive debate. Critics questioned why the honor wasn't extended to the entire WNBA, suggesting that highlighting Clark alone overshadowed.
It's just not Caitlin Clark, it's Reese. We have so much talent out there that has been unrecognized, and I don't think we can just pin it on one player.
The league's collective talent. Sheila Johnson, co-owner of the Washington Mystics, voiced concerns, asking, why couldn't they put the whole WNBA on the cover and declare the League of the Year instead? Others accused Clark of bending the knee to traditional institutions, arguing that she wasn't doing enough to share the spotlight. But not everyone joined the criticism.
It's like Cinderella, like, I don't really want to go out with the prince. Please pay attention to these very unattractive stepsisters. That's really what she's saying. I know you don't want to look at them. You really want to look at me. But I feel bad about all the attention. And just take a minute to look at them, because they, after all, did get this castle in the first place that I now am set to rule. No one's buying it.
An Olympic gold medalist stepped in to defend Clark, sparking a fiery dialogue. Gabby Thomas, a triple Olympic gold medalist from the 2024 Paris Games, weighed in on social media after swimmer Riley Gaines criticized Clark. Thomas clapped back, tweeting, "Girl, are you for real? You don't have to share your opinion on everything. Just sit this one out." Her cross-sport solidarity highlighted a growing movement of athletes uniting to support one another, breaking barriers between disciplines. And the defense didn't stop there. Enter Chris Evert, an 18-time Grand Slam tennis champion. Known for her fierce competitiveness on the court, Evert turned her attention to Clark's achievement, calling it a groundbreaking moment in women's sports. When Sheila Johnson suggested the award should recognize the entire WNBA instead, Evert pushed back. Caitlin Clark deserves this award because of her talent and contributions both on and off the court, Evert declared, emphasizing that Clark's recognition is a milestone, the first time a female basketball player has earned this prestigious title. Evert's words transcended tennis, shining a light on the importance of celebrating individual excellence in team sports. Her support added weight to the growing chorus of voices rallying behind Clark. But the conversation isn't over. An NFL star is about to tackle this controversy, offering insights from a different perspective. How will this football icon shape the narrative surrounding Caitlin Clark's achievement? Stay tuned, there's more to come. Former NFL safety and current sports analyst Ryan Clark has entered the Caitlin Clark debate with a bold perspective. On his podcast The Pivot, Ryan didn't just defend Caitlin, he celebrated her. Caitlin Clark being named Time's Athlete of the Year is well-deserved, Ryan declared, praising her awareness of race and privilege in sports, a mindset he described as beyond her years. But it wasn't just...
Obviously a huge fan of Caitlin Clark, the player. She was a huge draw to the reasons NCAA women's basketball grew.
It wasn't just about the award. Ryan highlighted Caitlin's grace under fire, particularly her measured responses to critics like Megyn Kelly. Here's the bottom line: Ryan Clark believes Caitlin's impact is unparalleled.
And then her next step into the WNBA, it was the same thing. Because of her physical gifts and intangibles as a hooper, more people tapped into it. Caitlin Clark being named the Times Athlete of the Year is well deserved.
No singular player has done for a sport what she did for women's basketball in 2024, maybe ever, he said. Those are powerful words from an NFL veteran, but the conversation didn't stop there. Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy has joined the fray.
She's even being attacked by those that look like her. Megyn Kelly said, Caitlin Clark was on her knee apologizing. And Caitlin eloquently answered it in that, no, I just think I'm aware. I've always tried to understand what was going on around me, and I've always focused on blocking out the noise.
With his trademark unfiltered opinions. In a fiery video, Portnoy declared his admiration for Caitlin's game, saying he's been a fan since her college days. He also pushed back hard against critics claiming her popularity is tied to the color of her skin. Her style of play is unlike anything we've seen before.
But what do you want Caitlin Clark to do? What do you want Caitlin Clark to do? She plays in a league that is predominantly African American, and she wants to maybe show up at work and not have people hate her. She wants the league to be successful. The more successful, more stars, the better it is for her and everybody in the league.
She's a true game changer, Portnoy said. He went further, calling out the hypocrisy of fans who celebrate Caitlin but criticize her acknowledgement of privilege. You're crazy, he said, frustrated with the backlash. Clark's not betraying anyone, she's recognizing those who paved the way. From the hardwood to the tennis court, Caitlin Clark is sparking support across sports. Tennis superstar Coco Gauff, fresh off her WTA Finals victory and an Olympic debut, made her stance clear with a simple
The best basketball player, female player on the planet, and getting everybody into women's sports and women's basketball. She is in a no-win situation. No win. She didn't even say anything that inflammatory. It's the first time she ever spoke, and everyone's like, who supported her before.
But meaningful gesture. She dropped a trio of heart eye emojis on Caitlin's Instagram post celebrating her time cover. This wasn't just a casual social media moment. Gauff has followed Caitlin's career since her Iowa days, even setting alarms during European clay tournaments to catch her games. Coco's support is part of a larger movement of Gen Z athletes uplifting one another across sports. Tech entrepreneur and Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian has also entered the conversation, bringing his unique perspective as an advocate for women's sports.
They co-opt somebody who is not on your side, never said they're on your side, never want to stand for what you're standing for in the beginning. They're just being them. And that's what Caitlin has done from the jump. So anyone who's mad at Caitlin Clark right now for saying she wants to elevate the league, she respects the players that came before them and know that they put in all the work that allows her to be in a professional league. Yes, that allows her to be in a professional league. If you have a problem with that, you were never a Caitlin Clark fan and you're part of the problem too.
In a compelling Twitter thread, Ohanian defended Caitlin's right to celebrate her achievements while acknowledging her privilege. What if I told you it's possible to celebrate excellence and acknowledge privilege? Ohanian tweeted. He praised Caitlin's self-awareness and her ability to thrive under pressure, calling her a transformative figure for women's basketball. She's stepped into a massive spotlight at such a young age, during a critical moment in our country, Ohanian wrote. All of sports is better off because of her. Ohanian ended his thread on an optimistic note, writing, "We're all excited to see what 2025 brings." His words bridge the worlds of tech, sports, and social issues, underscoring the far-reaching impact of Caitlin's achievements. The debate is far